What's up, Snow Homies? Bo here, ready to bring you up to speed with Snohomish County news you may have missed last week. First up, employees who work between two Verizon locations in Everett and Lynnwood began casting their ballots to Unionize on March 25th. Austin Hitch, one of the employees leading the effort, says he and his coworkers began considering the idea 4 to 5 years ago when looking to improve their work-life balance and halt the regression of compensation. Hitch and his coworkers also discovered that there are no specific protections for employees against mandatory unscheduled overtime at the state or federal level. Hitch says, quote, "Verizon's not a terrible place to work, but it will be a better place to work in the near future," end quote. The National Labor Relations Board is scheduled to count the Verizon employees' vote to unionize on April 15th, and Hitch is confident that they have the majority. Edmonds police detectives booked a Victoria Leona Folks, a 26-year-old woman from Auburn, into the Snohomish County Jail on Wednesday for the February 21st, 2020 homicide of Najandiram Kandasamy. Najandiram Kandasamy, 64, was shot and killed during his 16-hour shift at the 7-Elevens in Edmonds, Washington. On March 11, 2020, Edmonds detectives received an anonymous tip by a resident claiming she knew the identities of the shooters, a Joseph Leonard, the alleged shooter, and a Victoria Folks, the alleged driver. After an investigation led detectives to where Folks and Leonard were known to live, they were arrested on March 15, 2020, following a 5-hour standoff. Both suspects at the time were later released. While the pandemic caused delays to the case, it remained the highest priorities for the Edmonds Police Department, who worked extensively with the Snohomish County Violent Offenders Task Force. Just over 2 years later, Folks was arrested by the Auburn Police Department and transported to the Edmonds Police Department. She then admitted to an Edmonds detective that she and her boyfriend, Joseph Leonard, were involved in Kandasamy's murder. Victoria Folks was released from Snohomish County Jail on April 8th at 2:37 p.m. and is now in the Washington Correction Center for Women in Gig Harbor. Detectives are recommending charges of first-degree murder, attempted first-degree robbery, and unlawful possession of a firearm for Joseph Leonard, who is currently in custody on unrelated charges at the Pierce County Jail. The Snohomish County Medical Examiner's Office has confirmed that the victim in Tuesday's shooting incident at Daleway Park was 70-year-old Lynnwood resident Carl W. Bridgman. The manner of death has been ruled a homicide. According to a statement released by the family, Bridgman loved to sit and have his coffee at the park several times a week. The family is distraught over this senseless tragedy. Bridgman was caught in the crossfire between two groups of individuals and tragically murdered. Anyone with information about the case should contact Detective Arnett at 425-670-5669. You can also leave tips at Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound at 1-800-222-8477. The city of Everett was in mourning last Monday as thousands gathered into Angel of the Winds Arena to memorialize Officer Dan Rocha, who gave the ultimate sacrifice protecting the Everett community. The 41-year-old officer, father, and husband was tragically gunned down while serving in the line of duty on March 25th. During the memorial service, Everett Mayor Cassie Franklin said, quote, "Everett is grieving. This tragedy has shaken our community to its core, and I have been trying to find the words to articulate the pain that we're all experiencing, and I'm failing." End quote. Preceding Officer Rocha's memorial service was a procession of officers who marched from the Everett Mall toward the downtown venue as public onlookers lining Everett Mall Way waved U.S. and thin blue line flags. The Washington West African Center held its third annual Sukuri Ndogu at the Islamic Center of Puget Sound on April 2nd and distributed hundreds of dollars worth of groceries to West African seniors across the Lynnwood area. Pa Osman Juf, the founder and executive director of Gambian Talents Promotion, said, quote, "It is important to note that these seniors don't have a job besides staying home to take care of their grandkids. Thus, they missed a lot of what they used to do back home," end quote. Director Juf also said, quote, "West Africans believe in sharing. This is a moment that we use to share within ourselves as well as with others, our neighbors," end quote. Soccer players in North Snohomish County can look forward to future extended playing seasons thanks in part to a $140,000 donation from Amazon that will help fund planned upgrades to Marysville's Strawberry Fields Athletic Center. The $1.7 million total enhancement project includes the conversion of one of 3 soccer fields from natural turf to synthetic turf, the addition of spectator bleachers, new playground equipment, and trail improvements to the Strawberry Fields for for Rover off-leash dog park. Last month, the Snohomish County Council unanimously approved a $1 million contribution toward the synthetic turf conversion of the soccer field. Marysville Mayor John Naring said, quote, "We're so grateful to Amazon for this contribution. It demonstrates that Amazon is not only a business presence here, but also a community partner," end quote. You have officially been brought up to speed. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and share this video, and of course, be on the lookout for our upcoming events newscast.